Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server, Iron Man mode. We are with our Corruptor level 10 lethal exposure, and we are working on missions for Mr. Bokor. Don't seem to have a story arc from him yet, but this is the beginning of it, the Loa Bone, and we're asked to retrieve the Loa Bone from the Legacy Chain. So we're going to be fighting Legacy Chain. Haven't done that much of the Legacy Chain with this character, so don't know how he's going to measure up. We'll see. We're at 10th level. We've got our full set of inspirations, at least to level 25 now. We were working on, 4 and 4. Now we've got 5 and 5, so we have 10 total. This is a pretty good set. We have a little less damage than I would normally like, but it's fine. I'd rather have heal than some other things in this slot. We don't have any endurance because I want to carry break freeze. And this character does have a little bit of defense here with accelerate metabolism, but he can only run it every few minutes. And so we can turn it on in an emergency once, but then if we get hit with Mez again, we're going to be out of luck. So I'm going to carry 2 break freeze. We'll see how it goes. If I start feeling like accelerate metabolism is keeping us in good shape enough, we may go to carrying 1 break free and an endurance up here or something like that. We do have this great snipe power, which allows us a long range attack against enemies, and it lets us sort of open the battle by doing some damage to them, and it's nice. It's no sniper attack. I'm sorry, it's no. It's a sniper attack. It's no stalker attack. Where you can like one-shot a lieutenant. But I think once we hit aim, which is like build up, right? And we've got enhancements on it, it will be doing a large chunk of damage to these guys. And we'll probably be able to take out at least minions with one shot. But you can see we do about a third of their hit points to them. If we look at this white con, he had, is it going to show me? He had 91 hit points, and we did, I think, 36, right? 9 times 4. So if you double that with aim, and you double it again with single origin damage, you're looking at, if we can get to that point at level 22, we're looking at doing almost enough damage, about enough damage to take out a single white minion. Okay, now we've got, let's see if we can do some long range here. Let's see if we get this. There we go. So we need to retrieve the Loa Bone. And we did not do a good pull there. We got everybody. Alright, so that's bad. Let's see if we can debuff. We're going to need our extra heal here, I think, that I carried. Yep, and you can see with this guy, getting 3 yellow cons is really tough because he has no defenses. So we've got to keep making sure that we get our heal going as often as we can, as long as our endurance holds up. But the other problem with that heal is it's very endurance intensive. It uses a lot of endurance, as I've mentioned in previous episodes. It uses 11 endurance, so we got to get that down. We're definitely going to want to put eventually at least double endurance reducers on it. I'm thinking possibly single recharge, double endurance, triple heal, but it may be that we're going to want to do triple endurance reducers on it because it recharges pretty quickly. And, we're just going to see how it plays. And in reality, I don't know if we're going to be able to see how it plays before we get to SOs, because I don't know if this character is going to live. Again, all we have to do is accidentally aggro, say, in a room of yellows, where the enemies are yellow cons. There's a kidnap victim in the corner, let's say. Oh, see, I aggroed this guy by accident. There's a kidnap victim in the corner and 3 yellow cons, and so there's 5 yellows, right? 2 people keeping the kidnap victim prisoner and 3 yellow cons. It's not beyond the pale. I had it happen to my stalker the other day. In fact, there were two kidnap victims in the same room, and in between the two kidnap victims were um, a spawn of three, and it was all oranges for her because she's on +1 missions, but it would be yellows for this guy, right? So it's having like two kidnap victims there, two kidnap victim, two kidnap guys here, right? A kidnap victim with two guards here and here, and then a spawn in the middle. You aggro any one of those and get into a fight, and all seven of them, right? Now the stalker using single origins, no problem, but this guy does not have defense, and so it's going to be interesting to see how we handle that. And he probably would die in a case like that, right? With 7+1s around him, no way to avoid it. That stalker has placate and smoke bomb, both of which will decrease aggro. This guy has neither of those. You get knocked down. There's no way to undo that. You just have to wait till you get up, and if you get knocked down and then start getting pounded, you can take all the break frees you want. You could die from that. Come on, why is this not working? Click it multiple times, and that's another way to die. If you click on the attack and it doesn't work. Okay. Guess I was slightly off clicking up here or something. But yeah, a couple of mistakes like that, and this character could easily die. Now, I know I said that about the Guardian, and we lived till level 19. But the Guardian had some resistance defenses and Mez defense. And on top of that, the Guardian also was accidentally being played with no bosses. And at one point we got stuck in a story arc that was -1, which, probably won't happen with this guy. I don't know. Certainly the lieutenant thing won't happen with this guy. And I'm trying to keep the story arcs on level to us, right? So I've learned a little more about how to do this hard mode, and how to keep it actually be hard mode, right? Make it actually be hard. But that means that we're probably going to die a lot earlier with most of these characters. So I don't want folks to get sort of, shall we say, complacent, overconfident about our abilities with these characters. Oh, well, we got one to level 19, no problem. It's going to be much harder to do with anybody who doesn't have defenses, and with everything set on bosses right from the beginning. We just need to defeat the boss, it looks like. Don't know how big a mission this is going to be. Obviously, we've got some elevators. Alright. I'm really enjoying the radiation. I think it's a very cool power set. I don't know about the secondary that much, because all we have is the heal, really. I mean, this accelerate metabolism is our emergency, sort of like panic power almost. I don't want to say panic power. It's sort of like a reverse panic power in the sense that a panic power you use in the middle of a fight when things are going south, like elude. Although sometimes I would use elude preemptively, but accelerate metabolism really ideally should be used before the fight starts. Kind of like instant healing, right? I sometimes use that as a panic power with Tiger Strike, but she always did better when I was able to realize a fight was coming beforehand and fire it off at the beginning, and then she had 2 minutes or whatever it was of very enhanced regeneration and healing from that power. And that's what accelerate metabolism does. It helps us recover endurance, it makes us faster, it makes our damage hit harder, and it provides us a little bit of Mez defense. Although we saw last time that it didn't provide us enough Mez defense, and we got Mez through it, right, and put to sleep. So it does a little bit of mez defense, and it may get better as we increase level. You know, we go to a higher level. So we're definitely going to want aim for this character. But I don't know if I'm going to get it at level 12, because I think we really do need another attack to do damage faster, right? Because I mean, aim will make us do damage faster, but I feel like we need at least one more attack with this character. Because the snipe can't really be used in battle once the battle starts, unless you're operating on some sort of a massive 2-hit buff, which aim does give you some, but I don't know if it gives us enough. We might have to enhance it for that. And enhancing a power like build up, you know, you just can't do that. You can't 5 or 6 slot that early on in the game. You just can't. You have to do that in the higher levels after you've finished enhancing your bread and butter powers, like your main attacks and stuff, because there's no point to enhancing aims to hit, right? It's not active all the time, and then you when your powers are, whoops, hit the wrong thing. When your powers are active and aim isn't, you're doing less damage. So you really need to make sure you enhance your bread and butter powers as early and as much as possible. And obviously, snipe we want to enhance as well, right? But that's the point. I mean, like, you don't want to say, well, we're going to enhance aim so that we'll use it with snipe. It won't always be active with snipe because it's going to have to recharge, and it's not going to recharge that fast, right? And then at times when aim isn't active, if you have an enhanced snipe, then you're using a weaker version of snipe. So to me, you want to enhance the powers before you enhance the build-up. I mean, you want to enhance build-up a little bit to get it to recharge, right? But if you try to 6-slot aim, that means you're taking longer to 6-slot, say, snipe itself or these other attacks, or to 6-slot your heal, which you need to keep you alive when you're getting pounded, right? And the aim isn't doing you any good if you're dead, or doing you any good if all of your powers haven't recharged because you didn't 6-slot them yet, right? So great, we built up our powers so that we can do more damage with them, but none of them are up right now because they're not recharged. And so, pound for pound, I feel like once you've got a couple of rechargers on your build-up or your aim, you're much better off delaying any future buffs that you put onto it to increase your powers. Additionally, the buff to aim, all you can buff is 2-hit. You cannot buff damage. Now this is going to be fun because we can shoot this guy here and he's got to come around. Or maybe not. I thought he was too far to attack us. Here he comes. Excuse me. Alright, so we can rectify that distance issue by just going a little further this way. He shouldn't be able to hit us from here. And he will have to go around. There he comes. That's a nice pull. We got one at a time. And so if we do that with yellow cons, we're no problem. But if we fight all three at once, it's very tough. And we literally would not be doing this well if we didn't have that Nemesis staff. Notice we do 8 at a time against yellow cons, 9 at a time against white cons, right, with that snipe attack, and that's because of the level buff, right? They have a little bit more resistance to us because we are lower level than they are, right? And so they get, like, what is it, about 10% resistance per level, something like that. Alright, on to the next level. We still have to retrieve the lower bone. I don't know if that's going to be in a glowy or if we just defeat him. Oh, okay, there's a lieutenant. That sounds like he's talking now, the boss. Yep, so he's nearby. So we're going to have to be careful here. So I'm being careful, but I don't feel like I'm being any more careful than I would be with a normal character. I'm not trying to like, you know, I'm not gonna just be super cautious and not, and like, run away and stuff like that. Obviously, we can't leave the mission. Um, that's a defeat, and we get deleted for that. Um, so I'm gonna try to be as sort of aggressive as I can. That's realistic. I mean, you can't be too aggressive with a low-level character anyway. Well, now this is interesting. Does he have any minions with him? He does. That's unfortunate. Alright, we're going to see if we can come around. I don't know if we're going to be able to. Okay, they're over there. Alright, guys. I think we'll do this, and I think we're going to try to get this minion out as fast as we can. I don't know if we're going to be able to do any real sniping to him. Can we go this way? No. I don't want to burn these inspirations. There's just no other way around it, huh? Can we go this way? Yes, we can. Okay, this is what I want. Alright, up here. Come on, click. And he saw me. Alright. So now he can't snipe. That's unfortunate. Alright, well. That didn't go the way I wanted. I was trying to come up here to snipe, and it was too close. So now let's see if we can get rid of this white con as fast as possible. Yeah, this might be a death, guys. We're gonna have to use all of our inspirations here, I think. Yeah, I needed that snipe to open the fight, and I didn't get it. Well, we'll do the best we can here. We only got one set of inspirations left because I burned them too fast. That was just a misjudgment of what the geometry of the hallway was like. It's really not a good area for sniping. And what I should have done was just snipe the boss. Alright, we made it out. Wasn't pretty, but we survived. So I should have just sniped the boss at that point. Because there wasn't a good way to get around them without being seen to snipe the white con. I wanted to snipe the minion because I could take him out with a snipe and this, right? And then he's out, and it's just us against the boss. Fortunately, the minion got confused and ran around, and that did give us a little time to beat on the boss before the minion came to us. So, worked out. It was ugly. That's not the way to do that, but we survived. Okay, so now we want to defeat the Sea Witch. Okay, that's going to be pretty nasty. So I think first we're going to go to the hospital, which is right near here, and get some inspirations. How are we doing? Do we have anything up on the auction house? We don't. So we have 2 million infamy, which is great. We will be able to buy a full set of enhancements if we live to level 12. This is the dangerous part, as I said in the last episode. What do we got there? The lower bone. We can summon zombies. Okay, that's going to be useful. Potentially. If we need to bring somebody out to, like, tank for us. They can't really tank, but at least they can take the initial alpha strike, you know? I think we're going to keep 2 break frees. We're going to go 2 respites. 2 damage. And 2 insight. I like this package. I think this works pretty well for this character. So yeah, we can throw out the lower bone to at least. So in a case like that last battle where we didn't have the lower bone yet, right? Because we got it at the end of the mission. You would throw the zombie up in front of them, and it would occupy them for a minute, and that would let me get into position to do a snipe. right? So that's kind of the way you want to use that. So we will go ahead and keep that up there. We've earned that power, so we're allowed to use it. But as I was saying last time, it's very, very dangerous at this level, right? Because the bad guys are starting to get a little tougher. You don't really have any enhancements to speak of. Trainers are not that good. You don't, even if you could slot your trainers in, you don't have that many slots, right? If you had all of your slots at level 50 and you slotted trainers in, it would actually be pretty good because you'd be doing 30-40% more damage and stuff. But at this level where you only have one slot or two slots, right, in a power, the trainers can only do maybe 8-10% improvement. It's not that much. And so so we need to defeat the Sea Witch. And if she's an elite boss, which she might be, we're going to have some trouble. I don't know where she is. Is she inside the ship or outside the ship? This looks like something where you might have to go inside the ship. No. No door there. Okay. Not sure where she is. I mean, we're probably going to have to defeat her minions too, but I'd rather go after her when we're at full. If we can find her. At least these guys are all white and not yellow. I have no idea where she is. Is she up here? No. Well, I don't know, guys. I guess we're going to just have to start attacking everybody. Maybe she'll appear after we defeat them? Don't know. Alright, let's see. So we should be doing about 9 a shot to these guys. 13, so they're vulnerable to us. Or the legacy chain were less vulnerable. What's it say for the base power damage? No, 11 a shot. So the legacy chain were a little resistant, but these guys are a little vulnerable. So they're doing 12.95 instead of 10.8. So they're like 25% vulnerable. Not bad. Now you don't want to fly for a long time doing this, but you can snipe and then drop, and they'll come to you. Right, so the reason you don't want to fly is that fly takes an insane amount of endurance. It takes like 0.4 endurance per tick per second. And you don't, that's just nuts. You don't want to use that much endurance. At this level, it's not so bad, but as you get into the higher levels and you get toggles and your power, you're using a lot more powers and a lot more quickly, you absolutely do not want to use that 0.4 endurance on flight. Hover was tiring out our Guardian, and that is I think 2 endurance, 0.19, something like that. So again, the advantage of doing this long-range snipe is they cannot shoot you until they come within range. And so that forces them to kind of move within range of you to actually do the damage to you. And it forces them to come through your attacks. Can we see that? No, well, still got this guy. Now, can we see that guy? No, he's out of range. Out of range. right? So now they have to come through my attacks to get to me. And their range is about the same as my range. So that means that they can't start shooting me until I'm already shooting them back. And now they've taken 2 hits, my initial snipe, and then one of these shots before they even get to me. Now, of course, these guys are complete idiots. So, I don't know, they'll come back. I have no idea where the Sea Witch is. Just looking around for the other ghosts. There's one. You're gonna get sniped. Goodbye to you. Wasn't there a song back in the day called Goodbye to You? I think there was. I keep dragging these things instead of actually shooting with them. There's another Night Gaunt down there. Can we shoot him from here? Way too far. Still too far. Oh, is she down here? Okay, that was dumb. There are guys under the ship. I didn't realize that. She might be under the ship. In fact, she is, and she's just a boss. Okay, not too bad. That's a good way to die, right? I completely didn't realize that there was... I didn't... Okay, so this is... So let me get out of here, and I'll go up and I'll show you guys what happened. So, from up here in the night, right, in this night zone looking down, I just didn't even clock that this is water, right, and this is ground. And I don't know, I wasn't even thinking about it and thought this was water, and the ship was sitting in the water. So it didn't even occur to me that you could go under the ship and that there might be somebody underneath it. So let's see if we can snipe these guys out. And we're going to clear out underneath to make sure that we don't get caught. We may have to do some running around with her. And I just don't want to get caught fighting a bunch of minions while we're fighting the boss. I don't know how tough she's going to be. I don't know how tough she's going to be. And so, I just want to be careful. And you guys know, I mean, I always sweep the area anyway when there are bosses to be fought. Okay, so we can go down here. And there's the Sea Witch. But we need to sweep these other guys out of here if we can. Yeah, I did not realize that this thing was like up on stilts here. Okay, so where she's over there, we should be able to pull these guys. Alright, so he ran away. We gotta wait for him to come back now. Because I don't want him coming back. We're in the middle of a fight with the Sea Witch. One of the things I really hate about the ghosts is that they run away and then they disappear. Yeah, and then they come back. See, this one just did it too. That's really annoying. Because they always come back at the most inopportune times. Right? It takes them forever to come back. You think, okay, they're not coming back, and then they do. Which is really annoying. And that guy, you can see he had like 1 hit point left. Alright. Now that one is going to have to be toyed with when we fight her. Okay, so this time we're going to be prepared. Alright, so I can't send the zombie in long range. I'm going to snipe this guy. And then bring out the zombie. See if the zombie can help me. Attack her! There we go, it's taking her attention. That's what we want. And I can heal it. Oh, that's not good. Break free. Come on. I'm going to come in here and heal it again. So that it can keep fighting her for us. Good job, zombie. Excellent. I appreciate you. We have 4 of those left. So that might save us in the low levels here until we get to level 12. If we can use the zombie against a couple bosses, that was quite useful. And now we're going to talk to Mr. Bokor, who says, good job. And that's the end of the story arc for him? Wow. Okay, well, we're going to need to get another contact, but we will do that next time, folks. Until then, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Villains Iron Man mode on the Rebirth server.